Hey guys, we always love to hear from you at the Problematic Podcast. So if you've got a funny story or a problematic person in your life, feel free to email us at theproblematicpod@gmail.com, or now you can text us at 412-204-6943. We love to hear from you. Don't forget to like and follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and like and subscribe on YouTube. Let's get into today's show. They're going to have to be ready. Welcome, everybody, back to the Problematic Podcast. I am your friendly co-host, Rita, and this week I have your not-so-friendly, raging co-host, Whitney. Hey, Whitney.
I'm throwing shit over here.
What's going on, Whit?
Hi.
Why are you throwing stuff?
I'm so mad at everybody. So angry right now. Listeners, hi. I know I usually don't talk much at the top of the show. So first of all, before we get into why I'm upset and throwing things, I have to ask my wonderful co-host, Rita, how are you doing? How was your week?
I am fantastic. Week was good. Weekend was better. Life is great. I'm good. I'm in good spirits. I mean, the shenanery and the goofiness abounds, but I've decided to be in the world and not of it, as they say. So
Amen.
yeah, I'm doing pretty good right now. Blessed and highly favored, as they say.
You did not just become a Baptist auntie.
I did. That's
very
where
quickly.
I'm at with it. We both can't be raging, so
listen. We have to alternate. We have to alternate. Like I get it. I'm putting on shea butter. I don't know why. I just suddenly felt dry.
This is a black ass podcast. Ladies and
just suddenly pulled out some shea butter.
She definitely did.
It smells really good too.
It smells like shea butter and black girl magic over here.
Yeah, well, this one is by a company I really like called Femme Noir, and it's got cocoa. It's got cocoa butter and shea butter in it. It smells like chocolate.
Ooh,
it's made with cacao Theobroma cacao seed butter. So it literally, you smell like chocolate. She makes hair products. All her products smell like chocolate. So like her hair products, like she has like great. This is not an ad, by the way. I just love her. Hey Naja. I'm sorry I had to do this when I was filled with rage. But I love your stuff, Naja. Y'all go check out Femme Noir. Okay, so here's what happened.
All right.
This week was the confirmation hearing, was the beginning of the confirmation hearings for one Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, probably one of the most qualified people to ever appear in this fashion in the Supreme Court. And Rita, please feel free to. This is double Dutch. This is not a solo.
Girl, I'm ready.
This is not a solo. This is double Dutch. So jump in as you please.
Gotcha.
Because otherwise, I'm just literally going to be screaming at people.
I'm here for you.
She is backed by dozens of law enforcement agencies, of police unions,
conservative judges, liberal judges,
which is across the board.
Kind of crazy. Like, that's a big deal, people.
It is a massive deal. A massive deal. She has impeccable qualifications. She's actually more qualified than 4 of the seated judges at their time of confirmation. She's actually more qualified than 4 of them combined. And there's a great article in the Washington Post about that, just in case you are not abreast of the information. And so her confirmation, we Black people know. We know, especially with the first, we know.
My Lord.
We didn't I guess me being the hopeless optimist I am, I didn't expect people to show their asses as much.
Mm-hmm. You didn't
take a pause.
You didn't.
I knew they were going. Hold on, wait. I knew select figures were going to show their ass, and they did not.
I mean, there's always the gallery that always shows their ass, and here they were.
I didn't expect the level at which they were allowed to show their ass. Now, to be fair, Senator, was it Durbin? Senator Durbin did a great job. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. And Senator Durbin did a great job of moderating the discussion and stuff like that. And several times, unfortunately, he had to, stop senators because they literally would not let Judge Jackson answer the question they were asking.
Respond.
It's like, so why ask the question if you don't want her to answer it? And I'm like, I know you're trying to throw her off. I know you're trying to get her flustered. I know you're trying to get her emotional because y'all's boy Kavanaugh was up in here crying and spitting and carrying on and stuff like that because he had an actual sexual assault accusation, and there's no allegedly to that. We all saw that,
right? I mean, she showed up and then and gave her spiel and laid her claim in front of Congress, in front of the House. But I'll continue.
So they were trying to throw her off. Of course, she remains gracious. She remains calm. Not necessarily because, I believe it's because of her character, obviously. But also because imagine if she would have reacted.
Oh my God. Yeah.
The story wouldn't be the dumbass questions y'all asked. The story wouldn't be how rude and condescending people were. The story wouldn't be about misogynoir or racism. The story would be, look at this angry Black woman. She is unfit for the court. Despite all of her numerous qualifications, despite all of her experience, despite all of these recommendations coming from across the board. And then in addition to that, there's dummies on the internet who hear about a handful of cases. Now, at this point in her career, Judge Jackson has I don't know what the term is, presided over. Okay, thank you. I have 1 degree and it's in communication.
Well, knock it off. We're not doing this today.
1 degree and it's in communications. It is not in law.
We are not doing this today.
I'm proud of my 1 degree and I'm doing well for myself. Thank you very much.
Very well. You are my celebrity friend.
Stop it. Settle down. But so she's presided over something like 570 cases, and it's very interesting that the ones that the Republicans picked out were these handful of cases where she seemed quote unquote soft on crime,
right?
Which is ridiculous, because if she was soft on crime, then why would she be recommended by all of these different groups?
Not just liberal groups, but conservative groups as well,
and police groups and law group, like so many different groups, so many different people came out to say yes, her, that one, yeah,
that one,
yeah, yes, her. That.
I just to jump in real quick, I respect all of the people who wrote these glowing letters of recommendation and praise, and they would even say, and as our system should be, they would say, as far as ideology is concerned, we don't necessarily align. I don't necessarily agree with her views. However, I can say that despite those views and despite those differences, she's a very fair person, and she's absolutely prepared and has the experience to do this job. And she has my full faith and backing.
Yeah.
You don't hear a lot of that. Not right now. Not with how partisan politics are right now. And not to say she's a politician. She's not a politician. She's a judge. However, we know how this country works. I just had to jump in and say that. But continue.
Please don't. I told you, this is double Dutch. You come in, it's fine. You don't even have to apologize. Where were we? So yeah, it was just, it was triggering as a Black woman to watch these people just be so disrespectful. They talked to her like she was a criminal.
Right.
And not like this was a job interview. And I'm not saying criminals deserve disrespect. What I'm saying is, like, the way these people look down at this person who honestly could run effing circles
around everybody.
If you didn't realize how smart she was, realize that every time I turn on, I was listening to it on YouTube, but then I would turn it on to actually watch at certain points. Every time I actually turned it on, she was giving a goddamn civics lesson.
My bad.
She was giving a civics lesson. Yeah, it's fine. Make sure your people are safe.
Yeah, they're good. They're fine.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Yeah, every time I turned on the TV, she was actually giving a civics lesson to people who you think She's like,
Listen.
yes, the way the law works is that y'all make the laws. We have to.
Okay. You create the legislation, and then I operate within the bounds that you've created for me, because that's how this whole thing works.
That's how
over and
works.
over again.
She did it several times, and I'm sitting here just like, you're an elected official. Why don't you have a basic understanding of how civics works?
Because
you're an elected official. What did you think you were going up there for? Chicken? Like, what are we doing here?
Sometimes I don't even know why I watch these things, because they are infuriating. I will say this. I did watch the confirmation hearings, and they were on playing in the background while I was working. And one of the things that stood out to me the most, now, I can understand you attacking a judge on their record on crime and their sentencing. That's what you're technically, that's what you're supposed to do. That's why we have these hearings. So I'm not saying that's not supposed to happen, but
yeah,
I would just like to point out to everyone who might not watch these things otherwise, that while that is normal, the fact that they didn't have anything else of substance to harp on. Nothing. You took this very, very small portion of what this woman presided over. You took these very, very limited numbers of sentences and rulings, and you tried to pick apart her entire career and character based on a fractional portion of what she's done and accomplished. And that
like 7 or 8 cases.
That right there alone should just tell you how overqualified she is for this position. When we watch the Brett Kavanaugh hearings, we're talking about everything but his goddamn record, because he was from his drinking and alcoholism to allegations of rape and sexual assault. Like, when it came to this woman, you're asking her about children's books, and what did you say? 6, 7, and maybe 8 cases. We're talking a drop in the bucket of all that she's done in her legal career. That in and of itself is just really a testament to how overqualified it is. And it was really pathetic. No, I'm not going to get on Ted Cruz right now. He is my problem.
Why? That's where I was going.
He is my problematic person of the week, but I would just like to circle back.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
To Lindsey Graham real quick.
Raggedy bitch. Oh my God.
Raggedy bitch is a very fitting term for Lindsey Graham. But what
raggedy bitch.
I've seen Lindsey Graham really try to tear some people apart with his spice and his rhetoric and his sassy Southern drawl.
You're using keywords.
And
that's
his
funny.
Sassy Southern drawl. But
that's very funny.
From that, what I noticed about him was, like, again, when you don't have much to go off of, you've got all of these minutes to say these crazy things, and you could have, if she had something to pick apart, Lindsey Graham, without screaming, without yelling, and again, in his
without storming out,
sassy Southern tone, would have taken the opportunity to really pick it apart. But he had so little that he just had to use it as a soapbox for how they treated Amy Coney Barrett and Brett Kavanaugh. Sir, they're already, God, I don't understand why, but they're already on the highest court. They already made it. Really need to do something better with your time. You spent all that sass and all that Southern
spiteful
drawl,
bitch.
Being okay? Which again tells me, and Lindsey Graham is, I guess, what normal people would call a legal scholar. He does have experience. If anybody had the opportunity to tear apart a candidate who really wasn't fit for the job, it would have been Lindsey Graham. It would have been Lindsey. He had nothing to go on, and he did bring up the child porn cases that they were concerned about in the sentencing. But even then, he really couldn't get his Lindsey Graham off because there's nothing there.
There's nothing there.
Nothing there, ladies and gentlemen. Why are we? I was like, if this is the best they got, this is pathetic. But again, I have watched I've watched these hearings. Unfortunately, Trump had way too many picks for the court. I've watched them all. None of them for as disgusting, for as insulting as these hearings were at times, because you hate to watch a woman sit up there who looks a lot like the people you love in your life have to even be subjected to these people who are so beneath her when it comes to her credentials.
So beneath her.
Talk to her like this.
So beneath her.
One of the things that I really did harp on was like, you guys really don't have anything.
Nothing. There's nothing.
You're really reaching here. The whole thing just felt like a reach. It was a reach.
Just say you don't like her because she's a nigga, so we can go.
And let us move on, please.
We know, and you know. We see you. We hear you. We hear what you're saying. I don't understand.
You've got nothing.
Nothing. And Marsha Blackburn with your nest hair looking like you've been rolling around in some damn hay before you decided to come in here talking about your secret agenda.
Child, wait, what is it? Was it Lindsey Graham who said she was being an activist, but couldn't give any examples of her being an activist?
Like where? More. This is a court situation. Where's your evidence?
Come on.
Where's the evidence?
Come with sauce. She didn't throw her glasses, y'all.
I'm frustrated because I knew y'all were going to play games, but I didn't know y'all were going to be stupid, stupid about it, like completely stupid.
We completely expected y'all to play in our face, in this woman's face, in America's face. Didn't think it would be this pathetic, though. It was really pathetic, which made me feel good in a sense that it's like, you've got nothing to go on. Go ahead and confirm this woman and let us celebrate.
Stop wasting our time.
It's insulting because it's like, damn, she really got to sit through this and endure this.
And we got to watch this. And we have to watch the abuse of a Black woman with you people. And it's just like, the thing that makes me so frustrated is because like I have a shout out to the accomplices. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I'm talking to y'all, my good whites. Y'all got real mad and real frustrated and real loud on the internet, as you should have. Y'all got real loud. This is unacceptable. I can't believe she's being treated like this. Whitney, did you see this? Whitney, did you see that?
Girl,
yeah, girl, I saw. Girl,
Aunt Tangi,
I probably saw before you.
Got Aunt Tangi up here listening to foolishness, playing in my auntie face. God damn you all.
But then I'm like, okay, well, please realize that her experience is not exclusive to her. Like, this is Black women every day in corporate. This is the Black women in your office. And I'm like, the only difference is y'all weren't paying attention. It's right here in your face. This is not exactly the same. So hear me out. This is not exactly the same, but it's along the lines of, it's like people had to actually watch somebody experience misogynoir. They had to watch somebody experience coded racism to get it. It's kind of like we had to, well, I still haven't watched the video, but kind of like we had to watch George Floyd.
Jesus. Yes.
It's along the same lines. It's like, y'all don't believe us when we tell you. And so now on America's biggest stage in this weird political theater, on every news outlet worth its salt, you are watching the abuse of a more than qualified Black woman. But even if she wasn't qualified, you're still watching the abuse of Black women by elected officials who she could literally outpace.
Y'all don't have the credentials to.
Y'all don't have the fucking rage
to this woman.
No, not at all. She should be where you are. Honestly,
why do you get to speak to her? I'll say this, and it was a really great opportunity for the rest of America, and by the rest of America, I mean anyone who does not identify as a Black woman. If you guys think that mansplaining is bad when it comes to, I don't know, sports and cars and TV shows, just imagine what it feels like to be a Black woman in a corporate setting or in a political setting or in any setting where we are beyond knowledgeable, beyond capable, and have to listen to a bunch of people who don't have the credentials to talk at us. Mind blowing. And you guys, all of America got to see a snapshot of that. It's absurd. It is absurd. It's like
It's absurd.
mansplaining to the 10th power.
It's absurd. That's the perfect word for it, because we were fed this lie about respectability politics. If you go to school, if you do this, if you do that, if you make something of yourself, you can If you work twice as hard to get half as much. That whole nonsense, right? Nonsense. I refuse to teach my child. Refuse to teach my own daughter. But it's absurd, because I'm looking at the picture of the last few years, and Ketanji Brown Jackson, Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, put the respect on her name, had to be excellent in every category, overqualified in every category, just to make it to the nomination seat. Brett Kavanaugh had to be a white man.
That was it.
Amy Coney Barrett had to be a white woman. She never even judged anything.
Man, we're not gonna get on her being a total raging psychopath, but that's a whole other story.
I'm not gonna get on it.
Y'all confirmed her. She up there now.
I'm not gonna get on it. All I'm gonna say is the bench would be blessed to have the likes of one Judge Jackson.
Sorry, sad mofos would absolutely be favored, highly favored, to have her sitting up there with y'all goofy asses. I'm not even gonna say it was tough to watch. I was amused simply, but I'm not gonna lie, I was amused by the fact that I've watched these hearings. When you have so little to say about her record, her experience, it really is laughable. Again, still very insulting, but also very laughable that she has to sit through these hearings and hear people talk about children's books, racist babies.
Did the man say, are we on to a problematic person?
Let's get right into it. Go ahead.
Did the man turn to his former classmate?
Yes.
From Harvard.
Yes. Rafael Eduardo Cruz was at Harvard Law the same time as this woman.
He turned to her and looked her in her face and said, do you think babies are racist?
I'd have been like, listen here, Rafael, because y'all know that's his first name. That's his first name, Rafael.
From Canada. He's from Canada.
Rafael Edward Cruz from Canada. I will not use that whitewashed ass name he be going by. Rafael, play in somebody else's face. We own that book, by the way. You're not going to act. Do you? That's exciting.
We do. We own that book. That book actually got shot to Amazon's top. Books for
Thank you, Rafael. Thank you.
Ibrahim X. Kendi actually says thank you so much for lining his pockets and for getting I think they're in they had to do another printing.
We appreciate this book is you.
Yeah. People
I'm
can't
also
find
a fan
it.
of Kendi, as an author. So,
Phenomenal writer. Phenomenal. When you talk about thought leaders, if y'all can ever get your hands on a Ibrahim X. Kendi, if you can ever get your hands on any of his literature, I would say go ahead and read it.
What was the one I just read? I want to make sure I got the name right. I believe it's called Stamped from the Beginning. Oh, yeah, Stamped from whole different other topic. But if you guys can get your hands on Kendi Stamped from the Beginning, please. He deep dives into the history of slavery, how it came to be, how it was so pervasive, and the reasons why. It's, oh my God, it's so good. It's a good book. But yeah, we'd like to thank Rafael Cruz for shooting that up to number one. But you were this woman's classmate, and that doesn't mean you were friends. That doesn't mean that you know her.
No one said they even spoke.
But again, if you have to sit here and ask me questions about racist babies and children's books, when clearly you know how long my career has been, because you and I were in school together. So you know how many years there's been between graduation and me in these confirmation hearings. Why are you asking this lady about these books? Why?
That pause where it was 6 or 7 seconds.
Let me tell you something. I want to start a hashtag of translate that pause. the Aunt Tangy pause, because I know she was like, I know this motherfucker is not
Listen,
asking
did he
me.
really just in the middle of this confirmation hearing ask me about racist babies? And I love how she brought it back. She's like, I have not considered any of these materials because it has no bearings on my work as a judge,
Right.
which I'm here to discuss. I'm
Which
like, way to bring it back,
brought
Judge.
me all the way to hell to DC.
I'm not here to offer opinions on and views on things I'm not familiar with.
Girl,
I almost brought up my problematic person again. I'm sorry.
It's quite all right.
Because we're not done with Rafael.
This Rafael is a trip. The fact that again, I feel like I have to keep saying this. If this is the best y'all got, y'all could have just stayed the hell home. Why?
Can we just get to the confirmation? Can we skip to the good part?
Right. I understand that this is a formality, but y'all could have opted to pass your time on to somebody else who had something realistic to say. Again, I do not have a problem with you asking questions about her sentencing record. I understand that was a legitimate concern for some people, because my ears perked up when I initially heard it. I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. We're going soft on child porn convicts? Right. That's kind of crazy. But again, that's why we have these hearings, so you can listen and get some context and go, okay. So she was in a tough spot with the laws that y'all created, and she did her very best to fit within these very strange bounds
that y'all created.
Y'all did this. Did that, and has a more than sufficient explanation for how she drew these conclusions and came up with these sentences. And then after you hear that, you guys have, again, nothing. Not a damn thing. Racist babies.
Asking her about critical race theory, which she said numerous times she has nothing to do with as her work as a judge. And I love that she even took time to break down. Like, she's like, well, yeah, no, the kids aren't learning critical race theory in school. I understand that to be a law school principle, but I myself will not, have not dealt with it before.
Right. Because, I'm a judge. I judge shit. That's what I do.
That's what I do.
I judge things. I give sentences based on those judgments. And that's why y'all brought me here. Because somebody thought I was good enough to be here. And now I got to sit with this idiot with eyeliner on, ask me dumbass questions about baby books.
Why you keep saying he wears eyeliner?
Because he does. Rafael Edward Cruz, better known to the layman's and the citizens of America as Ted Cruz, wears eyeliner. And he looks like the grandfather from the Monsters. And he has weird hands. And he's a little too spicy for me. I don't like it. He needs his chin checked. If anybody needs a chin check, it's him.
Did you see when he got into it with Senator Durbin? Because he wouldn't let Ketanji answer the question. Like, it was him and Lindsey Graham. Both of them got into it with Durbin. Because he's like, just let her answer the question. If you asked her a question, let her answer the question.
Come here to get answers to your questions. Why are you here? You could have stayed home with your funny looking suit and your greased up hair. You weirdo.
Did you see him checking Twitter?
Child.
Held up his phone by accident. And people zoomed in. He was checking Twitter to see what they were saying.
Goofy bastard. Wow. Much longer do we have to? Who keeps re-electing this man?
I don't know, but I told these people, I said, look, y'all, I know there's too many good in the same state that Beto O'Rourke is in. Y'all gotta stop electing people like Ted Cruz.
Okay.
I'm certain there's way more qualified, brilliant minds that can sit in Senate other than
I keep wanting to call him Tedrick. His name is Rafael.
I know, but I don't know what I want to call him.
Nigga is a Ninja Turtle. He has no business playing in this woman's face. You shouldn't even get to breathe the good chamber air that she breathes. Why? I understand that in order to sit on the highest court, which I do believe she will. I mean, the numbers are in our favor unless we have some weird ass hillbilly who calls himself a Democrat, like that weirdo from West Virginia.
Lord Jesus. On his yacht telling people
don't get me started. But the numbers are in her favor. Even if it breaks 50-50, then we have Kamala who breaks the tie. So it's looking good.
I feel like there's going to be more people on the other side.
I do feel like she'll get Republican votes. Again,
I feel like she will.
She has I don't want to call them fans. I'll call them supporters. Both liberal and conservative supporters, which is really just a testament to how fair she can be. Her process is her process. She doesn't rely on ideology. She says she has a method to how she judges her cases, and that's rooted in law, and that's that. And yet and still, here we go.
Yet and still, here we are.
We better get this vote. I think Senate is going out on a recess in
April.
Yeah, so I would like to see a vote before then. Stop dragging your feet because I'm trying to celebrate before Easter.
They said that that reminds me, I gotta get an Easter basket for this child. Her first one. Oh, we're gonna wake up in the morning and we're gonna just go open it. It's gonna be really cute. I gotta figure out what I want to put in and stuff. It's gonna be great. I feel like she's gonna be more concerned about the tissue paper than the toys and books I'm gonna put in this thing. Yeah. But
that's how
it's my very first Easter basket. This is the first one I ever get to make. So this is like exciting for me.
This is exciting times.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insert joy into our rant.
We need all the joy we can get. It's been a rough week.
Yeah, girl. And then you had the Klan members of what's his name, Holly and Cotton. The Klan members. First of all, Tom Cotton sounds like a Klan member name.
If this nigga don't sound like he owns the biggest, most premier plantation that the South has ever seen, wherever they film Django, he owns that land. That's him. But
Tom Cotton. And then Josh Hawley is like, Earl described him. Earl described him as like that one dude at the bar that got like too close and like it's getting loud about you asking like, yo, can you just scooch over? That really hype one. And it's very interesting that Josh Hawley would be the one to bring up Ketanji's record when he recommend several Republican judges that had the same record when it comes to
because people aren't necessarily fair, they're racist and they're biased, so I expect nothing less.
It's very, very it was really telling and really revealing. And when Lindsey Graham kind of poked at him like, challenge her record, and just like, are you sure you want? Why don't you say it?
What you want to do?
Because this one, like this guy, he recommended judges with the same exact records. This is what they call hypocrisy, children.
They don't care about that, and
they clearly don't. Because then you have folks like Mitch McConnell who came along today. It's like, I cannot.
Mitch McConnell. I said, oh Lord, I said I wasn't going to cut out. I said I was going to try and cut down on the cussing. I really sat and listened to last week's episode, and I said, Rita, really need to stop cussing this much.
We're called the Problematic Podcast, right? We literally come here to rant and rave about stuff.
I cannot stand Mitch McConnell. He just brings the expletives right out of my face. Ooh, I don't have a single kind word for Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell is actually on my list. He's the second person on my problematic people.
Oh, well, shall we?
We will get right into it.
Shall we?
No, I do not like Mitch McConnell. I'm not going to call him nasty, filthy, expletive-laden names this week. He came out and stated that he will not vote for Ketanji Brown. Simply because Ketanji Brown Jackson, he doesn't like her stance on packing the court. The woman
never said anything about packing the court.
Oh, okay.
She never even said. She said that I can't. She's like, that's not my job. That's y'all's job.
That's not my lane. I don't get to pick if we pack the court. Y'all pick if we pack.
She said, I'm gonna be happy if I'm one of 9 or one of however many. Listen, that's all she said.
And y'all need to be happy. I'm here too. So he says that he doesn't like her position on packing the court, and that she's only written two opinions as a DC circuit judge. Sir,
didn't she write like something like
last year? Like this particular, like,
and she did something like hundreds of opinions.
Hundreds
previously.
You picked this very, very, very small aspect of her very illustrious
got
career
nothing
to try and tear her down. Sir, we knew your gooseneck, wobbled knees, always looking like you lost your wife in the market, body double, doppelganger, venomous, vampire face having ass wasn't going to vote for her. We knew that.
Sliding off of his skull.
His face is sliding off of his skull because it's not his body. He hasn't got a poor fit. That's why 30% of his face is hanging below his neck. It's right down here.
Like a turkey.
And look at Mitch McConnell. And I'm not taking away from the very serious conversation that we're having right now, because this is very, very important. But if you look at Mitch McConnell, he has not a top lip nor a bottom lip, which says to me he's not actually a person. McConnell is not a human being. That's all I'm gonna say. We're gonna go back. We're gonna circle back to Aunt Tangi, but he's not a person.
Jesus, Lord, Father
he's not. How do you not have either lip?
I mean, you should have at least one.
You're supposed to have a half of one.
At least one.
A fractional lip. I will accept a fractional lip. How do you not have not a top lip? Mitch McConnell does not have a
mouth hole.
A top lip. He does not have a bottom lip, but he has an additional 40% hanging under his chin of just skin. I don't know what that skin is or why it's so loose. It jiggles like that, but not a lip. If he took some of the stuff under his neck and filled it in his lips, he might actually look like a human being. Why do the citizens of Kentucky keep casting votes for this man?
I mean,
help me understand.
He probably thinks a lot. He probably thinks a lot like a bunch of them do. So
at this point, I know I'm never going to become Secretary of State or Secretary of the Interior. So fuck.
I'm not running for anything. You hear me?
Kentucky is not a real place. Alabama is not a real place. That town that birthed Rafael Cruz in Canada is not a real place. This is not real. This is the worst simulation I think we're ever going to experience.
It's just baffling that all of this is it's just baffling. I will say this though. There were many beautiful moments.
Oh,
that
absolutely.
happened.
Let's get into
after
it.
you. After you.
No. It just did my heart good. I always know when Cory Booker says anything for a Black woman, he gonna cry, and I might.
He gonna cry. He loves Black women.
He does.
He loves us.
Man who is very, very in touch with his feelings. So
very in touch.
To hear all of his glowing remarks and just
kindness.
Y'all are not going to steal my joy, because I am sitting here in the Senate on this committee watching this bomb ass Black woman do her thing and
eat y'all up.
And
gobble y'all up like
y'all
dinner.
With a smile on and a badass blazer. Can
we talk about these blazers?
Raggedy mofos could maintain this level of grace.
Never.
He took the moment to really just highlight how important it was. And I think a little of it, sometimes it's a little lost with everything that's going on in the world. Like within this pandemic, we have seen the very first African-American vice president. It's huge. It was exciting. I don't think we understand the gravity. I don't even think we've come to terms with the gravity of it yet, because there's so much going on. But now it is very, very possible and very, very likely that we are going to have the first Black woman Supreme Court justice. It's huge. And I love the fact that he really did try to tell America, like, y'all can feel how y'all feel about her ideology, about her cases. What y'all are not going to do is take away from this moment that she is even sitting here.
She's right here
in front of us.
This is happening.
It's happening.
And y'all can joke.
And gag on it.
Gag on it.
Because I want to see her on the court by Easter. I want it confirmed. By the time Jesus wake back up, by the time he got up, by the time a Baptist pastor is screaming he got up, I want that confirmation. Did you hear her perseverance speech.
That was mine.
Wow.
That was my moment.
Go.
I just wrote about this on Medium because it's when I tell you it hit me so, and I had to repost it. I had to repost it. When she was talking to Senator Padilla of California, and he asked her that beautiful question of what she would say, and she told the story about how she felt like a fish out of water at Harvard. You know, she's a public school kid from Miami, and she's surrounded by all these prep school and private school kids. And how she didn't know that she was going to make it. And she's going through the yard, minding her business. And there's a Black woman coming up. This is for those who didn't hear the story. If you have not heard the story, go
find it. Go find it. It's not even very long. It's like 4 minutes.
30 seconds. 30 seconds of her individual story. The exchange between her and Padilla was we'll give you some more context as well. So shout out to Senator Padilla. Like, I became a fan. I was like,
oh, I did too, because he was like, y'all.
I never heard of Padilla.
He looked at Corey. He said, y'all are not taking this moment away from me either.
Okay,
honey.
We are all in here. We are all in here enjoying it. Okay, like you have people in your corner, left and right, sisterin. Okay,
we support you and
this is historic.
Ignore that weirdo with the eyeliner and the sassy gentleman from South Carolina. He is.
You took me out.
Say, honey. Lindsey Graham gives me auntie vibes. It's just
he does.
The auntie
he has
that
a
you
silk
don't
robe
like,
at home.
the auntie your mama don't like. It's your great auntie on your mama's side. He just
he gives me that vibe too.
Very
auntie
with him. It's
I
can't put my finger on
like
it.
When it's that mode. Yeah. Toss your head back.
Yes.
But so she's talking about how
she is very sweet and spicy at his house. I just no.
He's like that shady auntie.
Like okay,
not the fun shady auntie. Not the fun
auntie.
One. This is the one that's just mean.
The one who calls you fat every time you see her. And that
but in a creative, colorful way.
Right.
That person.
And then say bless your heart. Fuck you, auntie.
But back to, so she says she's walking through the yard of Harvard and she's passing a Black woman on the other side. And she said that the Black woman must have saw her and she must have knew what she was going through. And she said as they crossed each other, the Black woman leaned into Judge Jackson and said, persevere.
Just one word.
Persevere.
Persevere. Child.
When I tell you, I was sobbing.
The only reason why I didn't rewatch it before we decided to record is because I did not want to cry. Because I was I
was sobbing because I'm like, in light of all of the stuff that we just watched her endure and how she kept composed and then retelling this story in this beautiful moment of joy. And I'm like, so her tears did not come from the frustration that was caused by these people or people trying to attack her impeccable record,
right.
And how that must make a person feel.
Right.
It wasn't feeling, the hours and hours and hours and hours of this, hours and hours of this, and to have her remain. She didn't even like get flustered. It didn't even appear she got flustered. And I'm like, this measured ass woman. And then to have, Cory Booker talking to her and then she tears up, and then have Senator Padilla talk to her and she has this teary moment. I'm like, wow, this is not the tears of anger. These are tears of recollection and joy.
Right.
And I'm like, we need to sit in this moment and honor this. And
because I could God ain't through with me yet.
Whoever is praying for her
project ain't even going to resemble nothing like who you say. Whoever is praying for
Ketanji, please, you add me to the list.
Please.
When she dropped that persevere and then she let that pause again with the pauses. The pause, just hang there.
Persevere. One word.
I'm like, I hope
one word sermon.
I hope that woman, wherever that woman is, I hope that she saw that.
I hope she did.
Someone said it was one of the ancestors, and I lost it. I lost it.
This lady never
the ancestors. It just came down.
Listen, I I put nothing past this world. My God will send you what you need when you
in the
need
moment
it.
that you need it. And to have her hold on to that from Harvard until now, like,
right.
and to be sitting where she's sitting, like, honor that, like that's the joy of all of this. And I'm like, first of all, thank you, Corey, because Corey gonna do what Corey gonna do.
He gonna celebrate a Black woman.
Listen,
from
hug
the
him
dais, on Twitter, on the streets.
Just love people. I just heard about Cory Booker meeting Rachel Lindsay from The Bachelor, and how like he was like, yeah, I looked you up. Your parents should be so proud. Your dad. Can I call him? I want to tell him like he's got a great dog. I'm like,
I really think this man is like this in real life.
I do.
Really
I think he's like this in real life.
That this is just who he is.
Mm-hmm.
This is who he is, and that's okay. I support it. I appreciate him because it can. Again, I could never possess the poise. You couldn't build me in a machine to be a fraction, a quarter of as graceful, but. When you sit and you endure goofy ass questions and you have people try to not only attack your record, which is fine, that's what you're there for, but to try to attack your character, call you an activist when you've been nothing but measured and even tempered and judicious. Like, it's just, it hurts to watch like so much of that, because it's like, oh God, this is going on for hours. But for him to break all of that tension with just that one celebratory moment was really, really necessary. And I really, really appreciate him. He was like, listen, y'all can say what y'all want, but this is what I'm doing over here. So
we celebrating. We
celebrating. Cake. Y'all are not taking this from me. So yeah, thank Corey for that. That speech to Corey. And again, it's just a few moments. If you haven't heard it, you need to go listen to it. One Black woman to another. Probably the most uplifting thing you'll hear all of this week. Just
all day. Yeah.
Girl, I know you're homesick. I know you may be suffering with a little bit of imposter syndrome. I know these people are in class getting on your nerves. They're sharing experiences that you know nothing about. You may feel like a fish out of water. You may feel like you don't belong here, but you absolutely do. And it goes to show, a lot of times people will say, when people find themselves in these positions, like doing a Senate hearing or confirmation hearings, like you're sitting in front of a lot of powerful people, and they'll make the comment like, this will be the hardest thing that you've ever done, or this will be the hardest thing you'll ever have to deal with. In reality, for her to get to this point, that's probably not the case.
It's not.
And she's been through these hearings before, because she's been appointed to courts before. So I think it gives Americans an opportunity to say, clearly this isn't a weak woman. This isn't a fragile woman. This is a very, very accomplished, very, very smart, very, very intelligent, very, very capable woman, but also the emotional experience that goes into weathering whatever you have to weather just to get to this point. That's the hard stuff. My record speaks for it. Her record speaks for itself once she's there. I mean, you can attack the cases that you want to attack. You can make a 3-4 day spectacle out of these 6, 7, 8 cases by all means, but that's all you have, because this is the easy part.
Okay.
I'm just so thankful. I am so thankful for her. I'm so thankful for this process. Watching it has been, like I said, it's a little daunting at times, can be a little exhausting, but I was very entertained. I was very inspired. And then I cried. I was like, I cannot believe this woman told this story. Like, I thought her opening statements and her remarks were just, wow.
Stellar.
Now I'm
stellar.
crying.
Yeah, now I'm crying. Now I'm emotional. Right. This is all your fault, Judge Jackson. I didn't ask for all this. I came on here to defend you and to make sure that I knew what the hell was going on, trying to be a good citizen of the democracy.
Oh no, now I'm crying.
No.
Look how these people act.
Speaking of good citizens of the democracy,
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
is it okay if I pivot?
Oh, by all means.
Judge Clarence Thomas is not having a good time.
If you think your Monday's going rough, whoo, child. No, he is not.
Oh, Jesus wept. I
don't feel bad at all. To hell and his wife. Y'all can
especially
both
his wife.
ride off into the sunset.
So for those who are unfamiliar, I believe that Judge Thomas was the only member of the Supreme Court who voted against seeing the text messages and stuff like that from January 6th.
I can't confirm or deny that. I am not fully versed, but that sounds about right. It tracks.
I believe that he was the only person who didn't want to see that, and so they saw the evidence, and there's some familiar names in there.
Always.
One being, his very own wife.
That would be a reason.
Involved in
some foolishness.
Trying to upend the democracy here.
Why are you
Rita, what are your takes on that?
Child, listen, imagine, okay, for context. So, as of last Friday, Clarence Thomas was still in the hospital fighting.
He's still there, right?
Sort of, yeah. Well, no, I think he was just released. But you spend a week in the hospital because you're sick and you're old. We're not going to dance around the issue. This man is
old. 69. He's not that old.
But it looks
that's
like
what evil does.
The coonism is just really tearing at his
Ruckus-like.
It is very Uncle Ruckus-like.
Oh my God, I can't unsee it.
If Uncle Ruckus had a law degree, it'd look like he'd be like Clarence. But you're in the hospital and then you hear that your raggedy ass wife was sending text messages to the president's chief of staff saying, hey, we can't let Joe Biden steal this election. Do whatever you have to do to make sure that he wins. Don't let the great theft occur. Ma'am, you don't have to be a legal scholar to be married to a Supreme Court justice. We don't even ask you to be intelligent, but you could at least know how elections work and peaceful transfers of power work. Why are you, as the wife of a Supreme Court justice, texting anybody in the White House about anything other than, I don't know, swimming, Pagonia?
When is the next covered dish social?
Okay. Tea parties. You talk about tea parties. You, the wife of a sitting Supreme Court justice, don't get to talk about politics or stealing elections or unstealing elections. Girl, red flags all over the goddamn place. Could you, and maybe her husband knew she was doing it. Maybe he didn't. I don't know.
Dan Rather.
That old couples don't even talk to each other. So there's
our good friend Dan Rather is on the Twitters.
A trusted staple.
A trusted bulwark of communication and journalism. Dan Rather, okay, is asking the questions because he asked two questions. He said, what did Clarence know? Well, he said, what did Justice Thomas? He gave him his respect. I'm being disrespectful. What did Clarence know and how long did he know it?
Right.
Those are the questions. Those are the two. What did he know? And when did he know it?
Right. What are we even? I am not the most refined human being. I'd like to say that my edges aren't just rough. They're very sharp and pointy like spikes, like they're trying to ward off people. But I would know that if I were married to a Supreme Court justice, there are certain conversations I wouldn't have, or at least, I don't know, have them on WhatsApp or Snapchat, something that's going to disappear. You just have to be better. It's not like this man just got this job. You know what being the wife requires. To hell with you. To hell with your husband. Yeah.
Resign.
You know we won't.
Resign.
He won't. As indignant as he was during those Anita Hill test confirmation.
Well, then he needs to be removed. I don't think that you can be I don't think that you.
You shouldn't be. You absolutely shouldn't be.
Our minds around the fact that there were all three branches of government were involved in the insurrection of taking down our democracy when America was built on being a fucking democracy.
Well,
everything that they shoved down our throat about this democracy, this damn democracy, 3 branches of government were involved in this.
1, 2, 3.
Where are my indictments? Where are my people?
Coming.
They're coming. Don't say that they're not coming. They're coming. Don't say that.
I don't have any more faith in this place. This republic is very ghetto.
Don't say that. They're coming.
The republic.
No. Here's why I believe they're coming. Ghetto. Here's why I believe they're coming. Because whites will only allow other whites to challenge their power so far and do so much. That's the Whitney, only reason why I believe they're coming. I really do. Really do.
These eyes in my head, thine eyes.
I'm older than you.
Thine eyes have witnessed a pansexual.
I have hope.
An insurrection.
I have hope.
I've seen and we survived Donald Trump. I need to put that on a sweatshirt. I survived.
I don't want his name anywhere on my body. Thank you very much.
I survived the Orange administration. How about that? We'll work on the merch later.
Yeah, we'll play with that.
But I just don't have the faith. I mean, if this news that a wife of a justice had colluded, aligned herself with anybody in the White House 10 years ago would have been news. Would have been awful.
Scandal.
After what we saw.
The scandal.
We'll see.
Scandalo.
They didn't start firing on the insurrectionists, which is crazy to me.
Wait, I thought there were a bunch of people
in jail. I said firing on because that's what you do when people try to overtake your government. You shoot them. So every other government in the world that's had people try to overtake them, there were some bullets flying. More than one. There are casualties. That's how insurrections are supposed to go. Somebody's supposed to get shot.
Wait.
I'm wrong?
No.
I'm crazy.
Wait.
I said something.
No. Wait. Give me a minute. I can't. Wait.
I'm not wrong. That's how it was supposed to go. A bunch of people in camouflage and big ass goggles and mic wires from their ears were supposed to step onto them steps, say, y'all got 7 minutes to get the fuck on home, or you can get the fuck on to the funeral home. And none of that happened. You got people negotiating, they climbing walls like little ape people, waving weird
there was nothing wrong with the stairs.
Flags.
There was nothing wrong with the stairs. Why are y'all climbing these damn walls?
Hillbillies do weird shit.
It's like the hills have eyes came to Washington.
Okay, the DC edition. Not one. I think one woman was shot. Not enough people were shot.
One person died. No, that's not true. It was like 4 people died, but like 3 of them. I gotta look back at the.
Not enough people for an insurrection.
Only one person got shot in the act of the insurrection. Dang it, I had a good point. Oh,
all the guns we got in this country. Go ahead.
Separate. But everything to do with what you just said. First of all, you're hilarious. Secondly, have you heard of Earthquake, the comedian?
Yes.
He has a amazing Netflix special. This is not an ad.
I have not seen it, but I will check it out now.
It's 35 minutes long.
Okay.
When I tell you, you laugh for at least 27 of those minutes.
I'm here for it.
And one of the portions where he's talking about the insurrection. And he said, I would have loved to have been an officer that day. And he said, he was just taking his gun out. I was like, what are you getting ready to do? He pops the gun. He goes, save democracy. Pat.
In the name of the Republic. What happened?
They throwing bikes at people.
They didn't Second Amendment like they were supposed to Second Amendment on January 2nd. I just don't understand it.
I was like, I thought we pledged to protect the democracy against
No.
invaders, foreign and domestic. I
Nope.
thought that
And
was
that y'all was looking real enemy domestic as hell. And nothing again. I
y'all
won't
had
get
bike
into
helmets on.
I'm not even
But when Black Lives Matter was like a mile away, smooth mile away, y'all had all the officers,
tanks, militarized vehicles,
with people with cardboard,
the blacked out goggles with the ear things and the camouflage. Listen,
it shows how like y'all don't take white people danger seriously, which that came to light too, watching during the pan pizza, when we were watching all these scam movies. And I'm like, how do y'all keep getting scammed by these people?
When I tell you I love these scam movies that are coming out, oh my god.
Which one have you watched?
The Anna Delvey story. What was it?
I need to watch that.
I can't remember the name of it right now.
Making Anna, something like that.
Yeah, there you go. Earl's gonna love it, so make him watch it.
He said he didn't want to watch it. I want to watch it.
The Tinder Swindler was also good.
That one.
That man was clear out of his mind. But I can't fault people for getting swindled over and over again by the same guy. And then there's a new one out where this guy got like millions from his wife and his wife's mom. I gotta find the name of it. Oh my god, I love these because it's amazing to see how much money people. What is it? The vegan something? Oh my god, what is the name of this show?
Oh, that one. I want to watch that
girl,
one.
it's good.
The vegan diet or something like that.
It is so good. So she marries this man who's trying to help her with her business, and then all of a sudden he like brainwashes her, or not. Bad vegan is what it's called. When I say he takes all of her money.
All of her
he takes money she didn't have. He said, yo, go find me some money. And she was like, yes, sir. And then went and found money. And then he took that. And then he got $500,000 or $400,000 from her mother. Her mom, and like 1.2 million from her.
Yeah, but all those individual films and this insurrection proves that y'all are really comfortable with whiteness. Like, y'all really comfortable. Like, there were members. There was a vice president whose life was in peril. There were members. There was our Congress. I think our full Congress. Their lives were in peril. Peril. Why are they? Why? We need more people. There needed to be
not enough
consequences. There was not enough consequences at all.
We are going to pivot. I guess. We just reversed the show. I guess we can close out with what we've been listening to.
Oh, sorry, friend.
It's quite all right.
Came in hot.
It's fine.
Got all the rage out.
Rage Whitney is my favorite Whitney. I'm here for it.
No,
I like this iteration. Oh,
I don't like it. I want to be peaceful and zen and like drink my green tea and wear my hoodies and mind my business.
I support it. I guess I still like Rage Whitney, but I support you. And
I feel like the listeners are gonna also like Rage Whitney because, like, apparently when I get mad, I talk real fast.
I was out here spitting facts and telling the truth, preaching today. Amen.
I'm very, very weary of the ways of the world. I'm gonna go cut on not D'Angelo. I'm gonna go cut on Solange when I'm done here. But what I've been listening to is what you asked me for. Have you heard of Tim Atlas?
No.
Think moody, nerdy, vibey, adorable music.
Okay.
A lot of different feelings.
All of these things.
It's like you cut it on at the coffee shop type music.
Yes, I'm here for it. I'm here.
But it's no. Let me correct that. You cut it on at a place where you would go to eat outside where there's string lights.
I'm here for it. This is
that type of stuff in the summertime. He has a song called Compromise. I believe it's an older song, but I like Tim Atlas. I'm going through the catalog as we speak. But I like his music. Like, it's very, we gonna go throw the hacky sacks while like on a date with somebody wearing like, and what do they call that? Cornhole, that game? We're gonna throw that,
Park
or like go fields to the fair. Yeah, or go to the fair at nighttime and like share cotton
Oh,
candy or like funnel cake and like, get on bumper car. It's that type of music. It's cute. Like it's really, really cute, but it has like a little moody to it. So like, so you can get your flirt on. That type of stuff.
I like it.
hmm
I
Yeah,
like it.
that's all I
Um,
got.
all right. Boom. I'll get right into mine. So while I was scrolling Twitter last week, I actually came across an artist out of Virginia named Ty Easley, but she goes by TYT period Y. And
hmm
there was a link to her song called Tell Me Lies. And I was like, oh, yes, this is about to be the toxic vibe I'm looking for on a Friday night. It actually wasn't a toxic song at all. It was
Oh,
actually a really mellow, very relationship oriented song. So I encourage everybody to go check out TY on your Apples, your Spotify's. The song is called Tell Me Lies. Her latest single, really, really, really like the song. I think you guys will too. It's a very, it's like that new sound. It's like R&B meets melodic hip hop. You're gonna like it. So check out Tell Me Lies by TY. Also, on Friday, one of my faves, Coffee, released a full length album. This
wait a minute.
album
Wait
is
a minute.
so good. Y'all know I like reggae. I'm a huge fan of reggae. It is very much a reggae album. She's like one of the most positive and uplifting. Like you listen to her music and you feel really good. She's always got like a very positive message. So the album, let me see. I want to get the name of the album. Pulled it right up. The album is called Gifted by Coffee. Some of the standouts for me are the very uplifting song Gifted. It's like the title track off the album. There's a song called Runaway. And there's also Where I'm From and West Indies. The whole entire album is good. Like the fact that I have 4 standouts, I was really struggling to pick these songs. But Gifted, Runaway, Where I'm From, and West Indies. Check those out. Check out Coffee. Guys, we want to thank you for listening to us this week. We pray and
Thank
hope
you.
that you have a good week wherever you
Please
are
come back.
listening, whether it's on your commute or your work. We went off today. We hope that you do come back.
Please come back.
Please come back. As always, we always want to hear your story. So if you got something to share with us, you want to know if you're the toxic person in your life or you have a toxic story about someone else, you can always email us at theproblematicpod@gmail.com. We always want to hear from you. You guys have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.